So you're thinking about moving to Jax Beach and you want to know the nitty and the gritty of living in this beautiful beachside hamlet in the heart of the fastest growing city in the state of Florida and a beautiful beachside community. Welcome, I'm Steve Shane. This is the Living Jax Beach channel. Today, I'm here to give you the complete, ultimate overview of what it's like to live, work, and play in Jax Beach. And you know what? People call me, text me, email me every single day who are just like you, who are looking to move this community and want to learn more. If this is you, make sure that you call me, text me, or email me. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, this beach is waiting for you. And I can't wait to help make this a smooth move for you into Jax. Now I want to dive into what makes Jacksonville Beach the epicenter of beach culture in the city of Jacksonville in the county of Duval. With 23,000 residents, this 7.5 square mile area has everything you need in a beachside community. It's got sunshine, it's got low traffic, great community. We've got 4+ miles of wide, flat, sandy beaches. We've got an amazing fishing pier where you can go fishing. There's surfing, there's kayaking, there's kite surfing. Anything you want in a beach lifestyle is here in Jax Beach. And I can tell you, personal experience, that there is really nothing better than walking out and seeing the sunrise from our gorgeous pier every single morning and seeing dolphins playing in the ocean and just having that peaceful moment where you sit back and you're like, wow, I get to live where people go on vacation. Let's go check it out. To be honest, I think Jax Beach is kind of hitting a point where we're about to have a renaissance, if you will. The world's kind of figuring out who we are and where we are and why we're so special. For a really long time, Jax Beach was a sleepy, locals-only town. I mean, there practically were dirt roads here 20 years ago in many areas. But now we're seeing a lot of development coming. A lot of outside money is coming to buy these buildings behind me and further down the beach. And it's creating a great opportunity for growth and development. And it's a really exciting time to be looking at Jacksonville Beach as a place to live. Right now, I'm walking through one of these brand new developments that we mentioned. This is the beach's town center right here. This beautiful development has the Oaxaca Club, which is incredible Oaxaca style Mexican. We've got Jekyll Island Brewery right next door. And there's a private event space up there, up on the balcony. And it borders right on our pavilion area. And the Seawalk Pavilion, which is right over here, is where we have free festivals all year long. We have Springin' in the Blues. We have decked chairs. This is where Jax Beach likes to party and have a great time. We have really cool developments just like this and more coming. Our Seawalk Pavilion is really special. One, look how beautifully manicured it is. And two, this cool pavilion right here features awesome concerts. I mentioned FinFest, Springin' in the Blues. I believe this year we're going to have a Rocktoberfest in 2024. How exciting is that? You know, this is where we do our Deck the Chairs, our annual fundraiser for many of the hospitals and children's hospitals here at Jax Beach. This space is where community gets together. I've spent so many afternoons sitting right on this grassy knoll with my daughters and my family, watching great music, eating great food, and it's a great place for community to gather. So let's talk about that community. What's really special about it is it's got that small town living vibe, but we've got some upscale opportunities, like some nice homes, very good, safe communities, great schools that come with more of an upscale community. Your average income of this area is $150,000 to $200,000. We're still 25 minutes away from downtown Jacksonville, and we're about 45 minutes away from Jacksonville International Airport. So when you need to get to another country, it's not that hard. Now we're going to jump into our map so you can see what Jacksonville Beach looks like from an overview to get an idea of which neighborhood within our tiny little community is right for you.
Okay, so we're going to dive into the map right now so you can kind of get a geographic look at our ultimate overview of Jax Beach. So let's go ahead and dive in. So you're gonna check this out. You may notice that Jacksonville Beach is divided into 3 major sections right here. We have everything on this side of 3rd Street, which would be the beach side. We have this side, which is Penman down. Penman is that middle road right there. And then we have the marsh side, which goes all the way to the Intercoastal Waterway. During one of the World Wars, I believe it was the second one, the Army Corps of Engineers dredged this major waterway right here to privately and safely move boats to, out of the view of foreign invaders. So the beauty of that is, and now we have this gorgeous deep waterway that is full of amazing fish and wildlife and marshes. It's a great place to do sport fishing, have to go kayaking, pleasure boating, a lot of cruising through there. So it's a cool space to really take advantage of. And then right next to that, we have something called Isle of Palms. Technically, Isle of Palms is not a part of Jax Beach. It is a part of the 32250 area code. So yes, it is a part of the area code of Jax Beach, but everything on the Intercoastal Waterway, which we call locally as the ditch. We call this the ditch because once it was dredged. So everything east of the ditch is Jax Beach, and then there's Isle of Palms. But we will be covering Isle of Palms because if you're looking at homes in this area, it behooves you to look at Isle of Palms because of the quality of homes, and we'll go deep into that in a second. So let's jump in and talk more about Isle of Palms. We're going to zoom in on our friends over here. Isle of Palms is this stunning neighborhood. You can see Isle of Palms right here, and you see a lot of that is marshland, and a lot of that is canal. So what's really cool about this space, it's just south of Beach Boulevard, and just north of JTB, which is John T. Butler Boulevard, which is kind of our main highway-ish type boulevard that gets you into Jax Beach. It's the one without lights, so it's the fastest way to get to the beach from downtown, whereas Beach has lights, so therefore it's slightly slower. And then this road right here is San Pablo Boulevard. You'll find that the Mayo Clinic is right there. It's one of the top-rated hospitals in the country for cancer and research and a variety of other things. They're doing a massive expansion right now, where they're adding like 5 floors on top of their already existing building. They're building a giant hotel. They're building a lot because they're, again, putting a lot of money into that system because Florida is a great place for the medical community because there's so many people who practice medicine here, especially in Jacksonville because we have so many hospitals nearby. Back to Isle of Palms. Okay, what's really cool about Isle of Palms right here is it's got gorgeous waterways, it's got docks, but there's little to no HOA. There's no, big community telling you how you can or cannot live on these waterways. So you can have a big deep dock boat for you, and you're not going to be paying docking fees. So if you are interested in living that boating life, or if you already have a boat, this really may be one of the best places that you can move to in the Jax Beach area because you get access to these major highways. It's nearby everything, and you have deep water docks that give you access to the Intercoastal Waterway. And then we'll zoom out really quick. As we zoom out, it's a short little motoring to the St. Johns River, and the St. Johns River is where you get access to the Atlantic Ocean right here. So we're going to dive back in. We've got the Intercoastal Waterway right there, and we're looking at Isle of Palms. So the great thing about Isle of Palms is it's got the deep water lifts. It's a really tight-knit community. Everybody kind of takes care of each other. They pay attention to each other. It's a neighborhood where it feels like a neighborhood without the HOA. So people who don't want HOAs, but they want boat access, this is a great neighborhood for you. In a way, it's kind of like a little secret neighborhood of Jax Beach. Average home price is around $920,000 with a median of $675,000. So if we're looking at a $920,000 home, it's probably going to be one of those waterways properties. There are homes in that area that do not have a dock behind them, but you can always have a boat and use a public boat access, which will be nearby there as well. Again, great community, easy access to everything, a lot of development going on right there, so it's a great place. Your average price per square foot is $383 on average. So again, stop by Isle of Palms if this is the type of neighborhood you're thinking. If you want a boater-friendly community. Some things nearby there, there's Palms Pantry right at the corner of Beach, and it's a really cool little wine bar. They have live music, they have trivia. There's a lot of fun stuff to check out there. Again, it's a focal point of the community, by the community. Definitely something you want to check out. So now we're going to jump back into the map, and we are going to look at Jax Beach Beachside. So when we say beachside, this is A1A or 3rd Street, as us locals like to call it. If you're calling it A1A, it's probably because you're some sort of roofer or something, or a plumber who's naming your company A1A, whatever. So let's jump in here, and we're just talking about this section right here, where we are 3rd Street to the beach. And so this little section of Jax Beach is a mix of a variety of types of homes. We have beachfront condos, we have beachfront high-rises, we have single-family homes, we've got some duplexes, and then we've got a couple apartments for the people who want to live in that apartment lifestyle. Now you'll notice that the roads are running on an east-west pattern or north-south in that grid. So anything that's going east to west is going to be an avenue. Anything north to south is a street. So it's easy to remember because 3rd Street South always runs up and down. So anything is parallel with Beach Boulevard or JTB down there, that is going to be an avenue. So that will help you get a good idea of where we are.
Now, if you're looking for a dining experience that's a little more upscale, we have 11 South, which is kind of that 1990s upscale dining experience. You'll probably find a, steak-style restaurant. We've got Oku Sushi right behind me. Phenomenal sushi fusion restaurant with an awesome patio bar, which is great when we have, all our big events that are happening at the beach that you can check out. We also have, your traditional bonefish grill and a lot of other great options as well. Something to check out. There's also, when it comes to tacos, we have a very popular place called Taco Lou to go check out. It's got a great bar. It's not really my favorite place for tacos, to be honest. I'm a SoCal guy, so, I'm kind of spoiled when it comes to that. If you want really good tacos, check out Dos Vatos Tacos in Neptune Beach. And then, our food experience here there's a lot more options than downtown Jax. So I highly recommend getting into the nitty-gritty. For one of these days, I'll do a pizza review of all the great pizza places here in Jax Beach. And, it's a great place to go explore and go dining. We have a lot of cool options. And we also have Jax Spice, which is a wonderful Indian restaurant. Something to think of. And they're all literally within 4 blocks of where I'm standing right now. Now, if nightlife is more your senior, we're going to head to Jax Beach Pier right here. And this is kind of where our whole entire nightlife scene is. Down the street, we have Surfer Bar, we have Hop Tinger, which is kind of like a brew pub, and we also have the Ritz, which is just a great place to do karaoke and hang out with friends. Up the street, we have Mango right here, and no beach community is complete without the resident Irish bar. If you're looking for something a little more family-friendly, we have just opened up the Beach Bowl, which has brand new bowling lanes, arcade, amazing pizza, and if you are looking for something really good, one of our best Neapolitan pizza places here at the Jax Beach is D's Pizza. It's one of my favorite places to go get a couple pies for the family. And on Tuesday night, they have a great trivia night. I'm always looking for somebody to help me in trivia, so make sure you contact me about that. And what Florida lifestyle is complete without playing 18 holes somewhere during the week? We have an amazing public course, Jax Beach Country Club. It was recently renovated in the past 2 years, very affordably priced. It's got a wonderful driving range right here, and after your round, we've got a pub right around the corner, which serves very affordable drinks. I like hitting 9 holes at sunset with some friends. Hopefully I'll see you out there. I promised you I would show you the real Jax Beach, because I'm here to give you the nitty-gritty and how to live here. If you're a nature lover, you got to come to Cradle Creek Natural Preserve. This is in the heart of Jax Beach. It took me about 10 minutes to walk from the parking lot to right here to this gorgeous natural preserve. And it is absolutely incredible. It's peaceful, it's calm, it's beautiful. And if you need a quick retreat from the busy, hectic life of living at the beach or traveling to downtown to work every day, this is a great little spot. Come here with my dog, come here with my family, and we just kind of hang out and take it all in. If you're looking for something a little more casual in the dining world, we have Mavi's Bar and Grill, which is across the marina right there. That little blue building right there. They usually have live music, really good food. It's just a good vibe. It's got a nice little courtyard and a great view of all the marina boats. Speaking of the marina, it's been recently renovated, a familiar trend you've noticed in this video, and it's gorgeous. It's a wonderful, great place to park your boat of any size. We've got yachts down there. We've got everyday boats here. And also there's an awesome boat club that you can join. So if you're not ready to own a boat full time, you just want to use it every once in a while, check out one of the boat clubs. And finally, we have Dockside Bar, that blue building right there. Definitely bring your friends and family when they are coming to visit you, because it is the best place to catch the sunset really good food. Keep in mind, there'll be a little bit of a wait. It's very popular, and parking's a little bit difficult, but that's where you want to go for a sunset dinner. I almost forgot, we've got an amazing water park right in the heart of Jax Beach. It's Adventure Landing. Adventure Landing, it's got an amusement center, got go-karts, it's got arcade games, it's got that huge water park right there. Awesome place to check out. Keep in mind, about 2 years ago, this was purchased by a development company who planned to turn this whole space into apartments. The market changed, things changed, and as of right now, the plan is to keep Adventure Landing, but there's a chance that it may not be here in a few years. Well, if you are not a nightlife person and you're more of an early bird, you're probably into coffee. So we got a couple great coffee shops that are locally created. We've got Sago Coffee right behind me. This is basically my second office. If you ever need me, I will probably be right in there. We also have Bold Bean, which is a tried and true, famous local spot. There's Roundbird Coffee down the street. And it's not in Jax Beach, but it's definitely worth the drive. A whole 6 minutes to Atlantic Beach. Check out Zapcat Coffee. It's got single origin pulls that are just incredible that make your taste buds go wow. I'm not a coffee guy, but there I am. Got some really cool photos on this development of when Jacksonville allowed, cars and everything on the beaches. A lot has changed. We are growing up. A good example is this shopping center right here. Kids get hungry, and it's really important that we feed them or else they get upset. So we have this brand new Whole Foods that has been moved in a few months ago. We also have Trader Joe's. Obviously, we're in Florida, so we have Publix. Any food, any budget you can find here in Jax, and it's not a very far ride if you're looking for an Aldi as well. We have that. And there's a lot of great stuff here when it comes to retail and what you're looking for. So, at the end of the day, the great thing about Jacksonville Beach is everything you really need is within 3 to 4 square miles. It's a 10-minute drive to your supermarket, to your Home Depot, to the gym, whatever you need. If you want to live well, you can do it here in Jax Beach.
Now let's talk about getting an education here at the beach. In Jax Beach, we are fortunate enough to have the highest rated schools in all of Duval County. If you're in elementary school, you're going to be going to Seabreeze or San Pablo. Those are both ranked 8 and 9, I believe, on gradeschools.org. Middle school and high school, you're going to Duck and Fletcher, and those are both ranked 6 each. If you're looking more for a private school, we have St. Paul's Catholic Church, and we also have right here Episcopal, which is a great elementary school as well. Episcopal is part of the Episcopal network with Bowles High School throughout the area. Amazing education opportunities here at the beach. Keep in mind, if you are going over the ditch and you're in the Isle of Palms area, you're going to be looking at Al McCauley Elementary School, which is incredibly highly ranked as well. And across the street from that is River City Science Academy, which is a charter program. We also have Discovery School, which is a Montessori and interbaccalaureate elementary school and middle school. And then we also have a Jax Beach Elementary, which is a STEM science magnet school. Cool thing about living in Florida is we have a school choice program. So the state is going to give you an allocated number of funds for your kid. And wherever you want to go, as long as you get accepted to that school, whether it's public, private, charter, magnet, or whatever, if your kid gets in, you can take your state funds, the couple thousands of dollars, and apply it to your tuition, or that money will go to that charter school or that magnet school, as long as you're willing to drive them and do everything that you need to. So it's a really awesome program because you have more freedom of choice to take care of your family in the way that you see fit, which not many states offer. It's a very cool program that Florida has instituted. So you can live here at Jax Beach and drive into town if your kid is into the arts and they want to go to Stanton. That may be the choice for you if you don't mind driving. So we've discussed how to live in Jacksonville Beach, whether it's eating, dining, staying in shape, hanging out at the beach. Now let's chat about where to live in Jax Beach and find you the right neighborhood that is right for you. Now let's talk about east of 3rd Street, and we're going to talk about the condo market. Prices are going to start around $350,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment or 1-bedroom condo. The older the development is, the likelihood that you're going to have a higher condo or HOA fee associated with that. And then our developments will then jump from $2 to $4 million for, a much higher quality product, the luxury product, usually around 2,500 to 4,500 square feet. You're going to see $2 to $4 million for those beachfront condos. The average being about $1 million with a median of $775,000. Obviously, there are going to be condo fees and HOA fees, and there are amenities, and they will vary drastically depending on the quality of that building. So keep that in mind. Also, if you're looking at short-term rentals or VRBO or Airbnb as an investment purpose, like I'm going to buy this, go visit there for a few months, and then I'll rent it out when I'm out there, be really mindful to read those HOA docs, those condo docs, to make sure that that building allows that, because some buildings will not allow, a rental term longer than, shorter than a month or shorter than 3 months. It really, really depends on the condo and their rules. As of right now, Jacksonville Beach does not have any restrictions on how long you can rent out a building or a property. Neptune Beach and Atlantic Beach have restrictions in their neighborhood code that limit how short a stay can be. Keep that in mind. Jax Beach does not have that. Having said that, there's some interesting legislation that's coming through that may impact our short-term rental market, so keep that in mind when you are looking to invest in Jax Beach. Also keep in mind that we have some legislation that hit us about a year ago where there are some really big assessments that are being hit on these condos that they have, if there's any overdue maintenance, that they have to have it assessed and on track to be fixed by 2025. So there are big assessments that are hitting the Florida condo market. So keep in mind about that when you are purchasing. Make sure that that research has been done. Find out what is going to cost you to buy a condo at the beach in Jacksonville. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to live in a condo on East of 3rd. There are a lot of great developments that are condos that are more affordable, that give you a great quality of life. On the other side of 3rd Street, we've got the Greens, which is closer to Ponte Vedra. We've got the Moorings, which is a really cool little 2 to 3 bedroom condo development that has its own dock on it, very close to the Isle of Palms. There's Costa Verde, Valencia, and Ocean's Edge. A lot of good opportunities that you can go look at different communities and buildings that may be right for you. Also, something to keep in mind is it may not have to be oceanfront for you to get an ocean view. There are some nice tall buildings that, a block or two off the beach, they have a roof deck, or, they have an angle that lets you see down the street that you can still get a beach view without a beach view price. So keep that in mind as well. You may be losing out, the view, but you may be getting more square footage or better quality amenity if you're willing to get off the beach. Let's jump back in on the map here, and we're going to talk about single family homes, because I don't know about you, I'm at the age where if I don't have to share a wall, I try not to. If I don't have to have somebody living above me, I don't have to. But again, if you want to live that condo life, I get it, because if I don't ever have to mow that lawn again, I'd be happy to. So I'm with you on that choice. So let's talk about single family homes in Jax Beach. So right here is the road we like to call JTB. And the homes that are kind of from this South Beach area, we've got the Sanctuary, we've got Riptide right here, we've got Ocean's K right there. We also have Paradise Key right here. Now, these homes are little neighborhoods. These are actual proper subdivisions. There will be HOAs. And our average home in there, we're going to be talking about a $650,000 home up to $1 million. And some of these neighborhoods, again, as you can see, have marshfront property. So keep that in mind, that anything that's going to have water access or be nearby a marsh, it's going to be a higher cost of living. Scooching above, Sunshine Park here, we're going to have the numbered street section. We're going to talk about this section right here. And this is actually the first neighborhood I moved to in Jax Beach. I love this area because I live there. These are, again, numbered streets, north, south, east, west. These home prices are going to be around $600,000 to $900,000. There is a lot of new infill in this area as well. And by infill, it means they took an old building or an empty lot, demolished that building, and built something brand new. And that's why we're seeing those $1.1, $1.4 million homes being built in that area. So keep that in mind as well. If you want new construction at the beach, we have those opportunities. You're going to find that these homes are typically built between the 60s and the 90s. Some have been renovated, some have not. If you are not a renovation type of person, you may want to lean towards that higher price point where you can get something that's more complete. We do have, townhouses that have been built in these neighborhoods where they try to, create more density. Brand new builds within the past 5 years, all within here. So this is a great little neighborhood to get into as well. It's probably the cheapest price point in Jax Beach, that little pocket. You'll also find that it's right next to the Jax Beach Country Club, and you are close to, again, all the dining and restaurants and everything. We've got a little Publix right here, so you're going to have access to, everything you need to live your life right there. And now I want to walk across the street over Beach Boulevard into this little pocket right here, which this again is a numbered street neighborhood. We are going to see an average price point of $690 up to $1.2 million. And the reason why we're seeing that is that this neighborhood is slightly more desirable. It's a little closer to Neptune Beach and Atlantic Beach, which those are more expensive, so they're going to drive price. So proximity is going to drive price a little bit. We also have major drives right here on Penman and A1A, so it's kind of sandwiched in between two very desirable areas. But the really big thing is right in this little pocket right there, we have all our schools. We have the middle school, we have the high school, and the elementary school. So most of the folks who live here who have families, it's great because they can hop on their golf cart or hop on their bike or hop on their e-bike and get their kids to school without ever having to get in a car. Again, what's beautiful about living in Jacksonville Beach is if you don't want to be in your car and you can work remote, or you don't, have to go to work immediately, you can spend most of your day on a bike or on a golf cart and enjoy being outside and enjoy this weather. It's incredible. It's a great way to live. You're going to find that these homes, again, built mostly in the 1960s to the 1990s, majority of them, they're going to be in that $600,000 to $900,000 price range. And then we're experiencing more infill in this neighborhood now, and we're seeing those homes being sold for $1.2 million and above. So this is kind of a new development area as well. As you can see over here, we have a pocket by the Intercoastal Waterway as well. Keep in mind, anything that is near that water that has access to a dock, you're going to have, the ability to buy a beautiful home near the water, near the marsh. And the one restriction, one thing I want to keep you in mind here is this is an island. Jax Beach is one big giant island, and there is going to be a need for flood insurance. Whether you're in a flood zone or not, I highly recommend getting voluntary flood insurance because we live in Florida and hurricanes happen. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about your everyday expenses and your monthly expenses with this. If you're closer to the marsh, you will be in the flood zone and you will be required, if you have a mortgage, to have flood insurance. But I would recommend, as somebody who deals with real estate every day, if you live on an island, it's probably a good idea to have flood insurance. Now let's jump back over here to that east of 3rd Street neighborhood area. This, again, has a variety of condos, townhouses, homes, and single-family homes. If you're lucky enough to find a single-family home in this stretch, it'll probably be on the south side, closer to Ponte Vedra. We're looking at homes that are in that $6 million price point. So it's a great place to get a $6 million home, because if you go a mile south down into Ponte Vedra, we're now looking at, a fixer is $6 to $10 million in Ponte Vedra. Whereas in Jax Beach, it's not that expensive because Duval County has a different quality of school. According to gradeschools.org, St. John's has a higher quality of school. And also it's got a luxury panache that people are willing to pay a little bit more for. Let's just take a very wide look at Jacksonville Beach in relation to the rest of Northeast Florida. So right here you see this pocket of Jacksonville Beach, commonly referred to as Jax Beach. You'll hear me say it. And then north of that is Neptune Beach and Atlantic Beach. This neighborhood of these three beaches will be commonly referred to as the beaches. Atlantic Beach has two little sections to it. Up here, near the top of it, we're going to see Mayport, which is the Navy base. And then there's a little pocket right here that is called Mayport itself as well. It's not a town, but it's a pocket of Atlantic Beach that we call Mayport. And that section, again, we call the beaches. Just south of that, we have Ponte Vedra Beach, Palm Valley, and Nocatee. Nocatee is one of the fastest growing developments in all of the United States. It's massive. There's a bunch of other great developments south of there as well, or in this section of St. John's. You'll find a lot of new developments that have beautiful $600 to $1 million homes in really well done communities. It's really that suburban, modern Mayberry life that you can find down there in St. John's. This section right here, we call that the Intercoastal West, because that is the Intercoastal Waterway. And then Intercoastal West is here from kind of this Hernan Boulevard over. This neighborhood is called Arlington. they used to have like proper towns. These were towns, but in 1972, I believe, the city of Jacksonville renamed the whole entire city Jacksonville and rebranded the whole city to be entirely Jacksonville. That is why Jacksonville is the largest landmass city in the country. It goes all the way out to here, all the way over here. So it's pretty big when we talk about landmass size. Pretty much all of Duval County is Jacksonville, except the beaches. They've been annexed out. Again, we're looking at Jacksonville Beach right here, and where the zoo and gardens is, which, by the way, is an amazing experience. I've been all over the country with cousins and nieces and nephews and my kids with different zoos. I gotta say, Jacksonville Zoo, it's hard to beat. It's one of the best. I'm a big fan of it. But just north of there, you're gonna see our airport. So that's about a 45-minute drive to the airport. You're about 30 minutes to downtown Jax. If you want to get to Amelia Island, which is this beautiful, sleepy little retirement-style beach town, that's about a 45-minute drive as well. You can either go up a little Talbot Island, which is a gorgeous drive. I highly recommend making that happen, or you can just shoot up 95 and over. There's a lot of new development happening outside of Yulee right now. Big new developments called Wildlight, a lot of new construction. The cool thing about Jacksonville is there's a lot of new construction. So if you're looking for a new construction property, you can find it here in the Jacksonville region. Just south of here, we have St. Augustine, historic St. Augustine. Technically, it is the first city in the United States. Definitely the first city of Florida. There's so much history to go check out. Historic St. Augustine is gorgeous. Their night lights at Christmas are stunning. Highly recommend making sure you make some time for that. And then you'll see that we are from Jacksonville right here. We're about 2.5 hours to Orlando. So when you need to go see Mickey Mouse and his friends, it's an easy drive. We also have Palm Coast and Daytona right there. So it's a cool place to live because of your proximity to everything. In this area in between Gainesville and Daytona and Orlando, there are a ton of natural springs. I personally go paddling at least once or twice a month on those springs, and it's worth the drive because it's absolutely gorgeous. If you want something more rural, that's not Jax Beach, we're going to look at Green Cove Springs and Middleburg and Callahan. If you like farm life, that's what we're looking at. But, you know, we're here at the Living Jax Beach channel, and we are here to focus on Jax Beach.
There you have it, my friends. It is the ultimate Jax Beach overview. Thank you so much for watching all this. I know there's a lot to take in, a lot to consider. You know, my main objective is to be able to give you a good experience, one, and really good information so you can make a really good real estate decision in figuring out what's the best place for you to live in Jax. You know, my goal is to help you make a smooth move to Jax and educate you in the best way possible. And if there's any way I can do that, let me know. You know, did I miss anything that's important to you? Are there any neighborhoods that you specifically want me to go do a deep dive on just like this? Let me know. And as always, if you are looking to make a move to Jax Beach, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you make a smooth move to Jax. So text me, call me, email me, whatever you need to do. I'm here to serve you. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Steve Shane. This is the Living Jax Beach channel, and we will see you on the next video.